Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to be sharing the space with you all tonight, this morning, whenever you're tuning in. Because what we're going to be sharing with you, very likely you're here because you're looking for change, right? Whether you're just curious and dipping your toe in, what's this all about? Or you're like, I'm done. I've had it. Like, I'm done with this life. I need a solution. Wherever you're at, we're really excited to be sharing this with you because this online business is truly for anybody. It is truly a place where you can come in with your vision, with your why, with your heart, and really create that life that you desire. No matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter your skill set, no matter whether you have a business, whether you have your passion work, whether you have no idea what you want to do, you just know it's not what you're doing. What we're going to be sharing with you tonight is so simple, it's so aligned, it's leveraged, it's automated that you can truly come in and plug in and go and just create that life that has been calling to you. So that's why we're really excited to be here. My name is Heather Lena. This is the beautiful Candace Benson. She is coming to you from Bali. I'm tuning in from Costa Rica. I'm here with my husband, our beautiful 7-year-old son. And we've been down here a few years. We bought some land. We're growing a food forest. We're building. We're traveling. We're doing all these things that we really, truly only dreamed of. We really only dreamed of it back when we found something like this, right? Like, we come from corporate America. We were in the cubicles. We were in the overwhelm. I was a full-time mom. And, there was no time. Life can be so exhausting, so stressful. And, finding this has been the absolute biggest blessing to us. So we're really, really excited to be sharing this with you. So basically, this business has 3 elements that work together to give us that full freedom: the time freedom, the location freedom, and the financial freedom. So we're going to be sharing with you these 3 pieces, these 3 pillars that all work together to really create this beautiful aligned business. So I'm going to hand it over to Candace to share with you our first element, our first pillar, and to introduce herself.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Heather. So like she said, my name is Candace, and I am in beautiful Bali, Indonesia, where I've actually been living for a number of years now. And the life that I've created here is all due to the beautiful business that we're going to be explaining to you today. So I'm so, so grateful. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for what I do now, there's no way I would have the life that I did, but that I do. So I always like to open up and just tell people that, Heather and I were just literally 2 normal girls. So sometimes when people watch webinars or they see people online, they make the assumption that, oh, these girls must have had past experience. They must, have been doing this in their former jobs. And the answer is no. Like, I was a cubicle dweller. I was literally working in high rises in Vancouver, Canada, and I had never worked online a day in my life. I had absolutely no idea about any of the things that I now know. So I just like to say that because we came in with absolutely no experience. And so if it's something that really, that's really calling to you, just know that you don't need to have any experience. So the first step is what gives us our location freedom. So as Heather mentioned, we have location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. Those are the three elements that this business has provided for us. So what gives us the location freedom is monetizing our social media. And now I'm going to throw some terms out here throughout this presentation. And don't worry if you have no idea what they mean. If you're thinking monetizing social media, what does that mean? Don't worry, we're going to explain it. And then we'll also be introducing you to something at the end that will explain absolutely everything to you. But basically, so monetizing social media, we all have a phone and we all have a laptop. And traditionally, people are spending anywhere from 2 to 5 hours a day on their phone. So that is a huge amount of time. It's a colossal amount of time that's basically just, going out. You're just literally just consuming content. We're scrolling, we're watching videos, we're kind of just, passing the time. And what most people don't realize is that there's actually a way to monetize that, to actually earn an income in the time that you're spending online. So we all know that our phones and our laptops, we can plug into a Wi-Fi network anywhere in the world. And that's what makes this business so special, because it's operated from your laptop or your phone, which means you can really run it from anywhere. So whether you want to be, in Costa Rica or in Bali, like myself and Heather, or if you just want to have more time with your family and you're just like, enough of this 9 to 5 grind. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be home with my kids, or whatever your unique situation might be, this literally allows you to earn an income from anywhere in the world. So that's what's so magical about this. And that's what truly transformed everything for me. Because when I found out that I could do it from anywhere in the world, and I could actually be taking something that I'm already doing, which is being on social media and being online, and creating a full-time income from that, I'm like, okay, I'm sold. I'm like, whatever this is, I want to know more about it. So basically, I'll just tell you a little bit about my story. I don't want to go into it too much, but I do come from the corporate world, similar to Heather. And as I said, I was a cubicle dweller. I did all of these monotonous, dull, uninspiring, unfulfilling jobs for a good chunk of my adult life. And I did all the things that you're supposed to do. You know, I was a good student. I got good grades. I went to college. I had a lot of quote unquote good jobs that looked good on paper. But I realized I'm like, I am never going to be free because I was literally just trained to be an employee. Like that's kind of what society teaches us how to do, how to be an employee, which is always having a boss, clocking in, clocking out, having to request your vacations, you know, a year in advance and only having 2 to 3 precious weeks off a year, you know, having to ask for permission to go to a dental appointment, all of these things. Like even at a young age, I'm like, this makes me feel so trapped. Like I feel like I can't live my life in the way that I want to live it. And I had such a wanderlust. Like I've traveled quite a bit in my life, and I just knew at one point I wanted to live in Bali. I'm like, I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to find a way to actually relocate to Bali. And this is what gave me that. So back to kind of more about what this actually is. So we've talked about monetizing social media. And what we're actually doing is we're creating what's known as a personal brand. And again, don't worry if you have no idea what that means, but a personal brand is basically just being paid to be yourself by doing something that you're already doing. So basically having a personal brand is attracting people to you. They're attracted to your energy. They're attracted to what you personally share. They're attracted to basically who you are. So we teach you how to create really, really aligned content that magnetizes other like-minded people to you. So then you're creating this like beautiful little hub of people that are just like you. And, you know, they really, really resonate with your message, and they just, you know, they just want to know more about you. So we teach you how to do all of that. And basically we're attracting people. So we're not selling. So if you've probably poked around a little bit on Heather's page or my page, you'll notice we're not like offering samples. We're not like, hey, join my team. Hey, buy this product, blah, blah, blah. Like that's sort of a traditional MLM kind of multi-level marketing tactic. And we don't do anything like that. There's no selling. You're not having to chase down family and friends and make that list of 100 people that you could sell things to. Like we don't do any of that. We're literally just showing up in an authentic way and just being ourselves. So it literally is the getting paid to be you. That's exactly what we're doing. Like we earn beautiful, beautiful compensation for literally just being ourselves and sharing our truth. And we're going to get into more detail on that and how the other pieces flow together. But that's essentially the first pillar. And it's something that anyone can do. You know, we didn't have any prior experience. Most people that come into this industry have no experience. We provide full training, mentorship, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later. But, you know, we even have women in their 70s who are like grandmothers, and they, you know, could barely watch a YouTube video, and they thrive in this business because of all the support and everything that we offer. So it truly is something that absolutely anybody can do. So I think that's all I wanted to say on the first step. I'll pass it back over to Heather and see if she has anything to add.
No, I think that's amazing. You covered so much of it. I mean, just being yourself and sharing what you love and sharing who you are. And I will say, like, if this scares you, like right here with you. So when I was in the corporate world, I was very much like, I would hide in my cubicle. I would hide in the back of meetings, you know, like, oh, please God, don't ever call on me. If I ever had to speak, I would turn beet red. I would sweat. I always thought everyone knew more than me. I was so afraid to speak. And, you know, I wasn't used to putting myself out there. But the beautiful thing about this is like, what an amazing journey to go on. You know, I'd always wanted more self-confidence. I always wanted to be more comfortable with who I am. And this business has given me that, the growth that I've had and the way that I've been able to like step into more of me and learn who I am, like that's absolutely incredible. So if this, I mean, I went from that to like in my mom bubble. I was a full-time mom, and it didn't have to put myself out there. So I very much stayed in my comfort zone until I found this, but it was the biggest blessing. And like Candace shared, like, even if you're like, I don't even know what this means or how I would even show up, there's all the training, there's all the support, and there's an incredible community that is, gosh, I could go on and on. Like the community is absolutely, absolutely amazing and such a key piece to this. So that's our first piece. Our first pillar is personal branding and attraction marketing. Like she said, when you show up in this way, when you share who you are, you're sharing your vibration, and people who are on that same vibration are drawn to you. So all we do, I say a lot, we share and we invite. We share who we are. We invite people to learn about what we're doing, and people reach out. In 3 years I've done this business, I've never reached out to anybody. That's beautiful. That feels good to me, because like Candace was sharing, that a lot of these tactics, they feel icky. It has like that ick factor. I don't want to push products. I don't want to be chasing people. I don't want to be spamming and all that. None of that. So don't even worry about that. It's a very, very much an aligned business. So our pillar number 2 is our financial freedom. Very, very important, right? So in this business, we do have products that pay us, and they are beautifully aligned. And what we looked for when our community was building this business model, they wanted something that really aligned with the values. So finding a company that had the same values, that had such integrity. And we found that in a company called Enagic, and they produce Kangen water, which I had never heard of, and maybe some of you have. And actually, when it got to this point, when I watched a master class like this, I was like, well, hang on, like products. I thought you said I don't have to sell products. I thought and you don't. You don't have to put them out front, because what Candace was sharing is that we put ourselves out front. We don't put products and services out front. We put who we are out front. And that is a way that even if you have your own business, or you have your own passion, you have your own crafts or services, it runs right alongside this. This is a way to create financial freedom alongside your passion work, because when you share yourself, you can offer your services, you can offer an online business, you can offer whatever feels good to you, and you can do that in the best way that feels the best to you. So this is truly something that goes alongside this. So Enagic is they have a beautiful vision, and they really stand behind health, wealth, and community. And that's really what we're all about here. And I love sharing the origin of the water, because for me, like I wasn't looking for a product. I didn't want to sell a product. I'm like, I don't want really anything to do with products, but I want the business model. I want the compensation plan. That's really what drew me. I saw this as like an investment into my business. And so what I looked at everything that aligned for me with this water. And when I learned how it was created, it was really, really cool, because I am very much into energy healing. I do energy healing, natural products, all of that stuff. So Kangen water was created. It is a Japanese company. It's 48 years old. It's rock solid, and it's beautiful. I love so much about them. And it was created when these Japanese scientists were looking for truly the best water in the world. And they went out in search of this, and they found these places in the world where people were healthier, they were living longer, and they were claiming it was this magic water, this holy water. They had different names for it in different parts of the world. And so they went to these places and they studied the water, where people were lined up and there were pipes drilled into the ground, and people were lined up for this water. So they took it and they studied it and they recreated it in these machines. And Kangen means return to origin. It means return to health, before all of the toxics and pollutants and everything is in our environment and in our bodies. Like the water is meant to, it's like cleaning your aquarium, right? It's like we don't want our organs swimming around in all that stale, stagnant water. We really want to bring in the best water to provide that. So they looked at the structure of the water and how it has these microclusters to breathe into your cells, to hydrate you so much faster. And it is charged and antioxidant rich. So it's so incredibly good for you, which I absolutely love. It's actually medical grade water. So in Japan, it's in 1 out of 3 hospitals. So it's medical grade water. And so it's also, it's health for the people and for the planet, because one of their things is sustainability. So these water ionizers last, 15 to 25 years. So they're really reducing plastics and chemicals and toxics in your home, and they're providing the best health for you and for the planet. So not only do they have this medical grade water, they sterilize their equipment with it. It has all these different settings, which again, is fully aligned with me because I was already making my own natural products. So when I learned this water has all these different settings where you can actually, you can have beauty water for your skin. I was making my own toners and things. You can wash your dishes with it, clean your house with it, do your laundry with it, soak your fruits and vegetables and like emulsify all that oil and crap that's on your fruits and veggies that we were already soaking. So we said, okay, this really aligns with us, and I get to show up in a way that aligns for me. And then the wealth part. So the compensation plan is another reason why we chose this, because in this business, we are looking to create the most amount of wealth with working the least amount of time and creating the biggest amount of impact. So that's how we do that. The next pillar will share our time freedom. But the financial freedom in this, it's what we call high ticket. Again, like Candace said, like, don't worry about these terms. I'd never heard of that. It just means high commissions. So instead of selling something where you get a commission that's like $25, in here, they start at 340 US dollars and go, it's a patented compensation plan, which means nobody can copy it. It's the best I have ever seen. And it goes from $340 to $2,720. So every machine that gets made, there are 8 points given out, and there's only ever 8 points given out. And so that's what I love about it as well. It's like an over and down the way that the compensation plan works. And we have this strategy within our community, which you can learn about this, and we're going to invite you to learn more about this. We actually have the strategy where you can earn $10,000 in your first 7 business sales. So it's really, really powerful compensation plan. And when I ever heard like one sale you can make over $2,000, like, that's a mortgage, that's life changing. That's where else can you find that without even putting the product out front, without even creating a list or hunting down anybody, with just being yourself and being your best self and enjoying your life and living your best life. And then you get to have this beautiful aligned business and create this kind of wealth. So, and the other piece is community. So the way that it's done, I said, it's so much integrity within Enagic that from the way they build their machines, like one person builds a machine start to finish, and the way that it is a direct sales company, like they pour all of their money into us, into everyday people. So they're not paying advertisers, they're not paying celebrities. Like, they want the money to go to us, to everyday people, and they want us to enjoy this water and have this health and share it with each other. So I think the integrity is just amazing. And the way that they set it up is you can put this business down and you can pick it right back up later on, and it allows for life. Life happens. Sometimes you need to take a break from your business. So there's no de-ranking. There's none of that. You build your business at whatever pace feels good to you. And if you need to take a break and come back to it. So is there anything you wanted to add to that, Candace?
Yeah, a couple things. I always love the way that you explain it, because you really share like the true story of how this water came into being. And I just think it's super, super beautiful. Yeah. So basically, like what she was saying about how if you want to take time off, or if, something happens in your life, we all know that life happens sometimes, perhaps there might be an illness or something or whatever. You just need some time to just kind of go off the grid for a little bit. To have that ability to go and nurture yourself and take care of yourself and your family, and not have it adversely affect either your finances or your position within an organization, that is massive. Like last year, I had some health issues, and I was able to take off like multiple months completely off, and I was still generating an income. And I'll explain how that happened in the next pillar. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful business model. And I've tried lots of different things. Like I've tried low ticket network marketing. I've tried, the oils, the potions, the shakes. I've done all of that. And it's not to bash any other business model, but it's really hard. Like if you're selling something or you're promoting something where you're only making between like $7 to $10, like for example, essential oils, let's say you're making $7 to $10 per bottle, you're going to have to sell a heck of a lot of bottles if your income goal is, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000, which is what most people kind of, strive to achieve when they first start out. Like that's a lot. And that's just taking you right back into that hustle and grind. And kind of scarcity model where you're having to just go, 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 go. Because to actually get multiple thousands, you have to sell so much. And that's a lot of work. Whereas with us, off of one commission, as Heather said, it's people's mortgage payments. So you just need a couple. And it just brings back that quality of life and that balance in life, because you're not having to go back to the old system of trading time for money. So yeah, like it's not all about the money, but one of the philosophies behind our community is that good people do good things with money. And it's true, like if more people who are open-hearted, heart-centered people who just want to do good in the world, they're going to do good things with their money. So that's just something that I really love about our tribe of people too. Like I've been able to do a lot of work with street dogs here in Bali, and I've been able to donate to my local village multiple times. And to have the abundance that I generate from this business and being able to give back in such a powerful way is it's the best feeling in the world. So anyways, that's enough about that. We'll get on to the third and final step. So we've talked about you get your location freedom through monetizing your social media and personal branding. You get the financial freedom from our beautiful eNagic offering and the compensation plan. And the third step is time freedom. So we get our time freedom by automated systems. And it's nothing complex. All you need to know about that is basically, when we say automation, all we mean is that we have other systems in place that take away all the heavy lifting, the most difficult aspects of entrepreneurship. So you may or may not be familiar, but to start an online business is actually very, very involved. If you wanted to do all of this yourself, if you wanted to start and structure an online business, first of all, it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of skills and training, and it takes a lot of trial and error, because, there's things like sales funnels. You have people doing your sales calls, you have email campaigns, you have webinars, you have all of these things that are running in the background with a normal online business that takes a tremendous amount of time and skill to learn. But with us, our automated systems within the Freedom Era, it takes care of all of that for you. So most entrepreneurs fail in the first year or two because they simply can't wrap their head around all the tech stuff and really, really challenging aspects of the business. And so all of that is literally being taken care of for you. So you're not having to do sales calls. You're not having to do presentations. Heather and I have been doing this for a while, and we just enjoy doing them. So we like having our faces on them, but you never have to do anything like this if you don't want to. So it's amazing having that time freedom back. So all you're doing is your business is literally running in the background. And just to give you an example of kind of what I mean by that, I live in Bali. There's lots of amazing places in Bali that I wanted to check out. So I took a kind of self-directed meditation retreat by myself, and I wanted to do a silent retreat. So I went up into the north of Bali, and I completely shut down, like total digital detox, no laptop, no phone for a week. And I was able to come back after being all refreshed from that experience and turn on, my devices and see that there was income coming in while I was away doing what I needed to do to nourish myself and to enjoy life again. So that's the magical thing. Like, we've really stepped away from the trading time for money model. Because like here, it's so automated that the systems and everything is running in the background for you. So that is seriously like one of the most powerful aspects of this. And it really gives you your time back so that you can actually enjoy your life. You can have that balance that we all really crave right now. And you don't have to have the burnout and the hustle and the stress of having to either commute or physically show up in an office every day or whatever your workplace is. It's so much better on the other side. I can't even express how much of a game changer this was. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say for automation. Heather, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's that was that one piece that, my husband and I were looking at, was like, when we came across this whole concept of trading time for money, it was like mind-blowing moment of like, what are we doing? We read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and we were like, we need to start like making our money work for us. And how do we set up these things that are in place? And we were looking for a while for, a physical business, some physical business that we could somehow do our passion work and weave it in, and we were looking for turnkey. And that's what this is. This is the online version of turnkey. Like Candace said, if you're starting your own business, you've got to learn all of that stuff. And honestly, I had no interest in it. I was just like, maybe some of you are like this. Like, I I just want out of this life. We just have a vision for our life. We just wanted to live somewhere warm. We wanted to do things we were passionate about. We wanted time. We just want time. Like, I don't want to spend my time learning something new or like trying to bang my head against the wall with technology, because that's not really like my strong point. It's still not a strong point, and that's fine. You don't have to be like tech savvy. You don't have to have any of that stuff to come into this business. What we have with the Freedom Era Academy in their automation is essentially it's the experts that did all of it for you. They built it all for you, and they run it all for you, and they explain it all for you. And that's why I say, like, I've never put the products out front. I don't think Candace has either, and that's just how we choose to do this business, because we were more looking for freedom. We're looking for an online business that would give us freedom. So that's what I sell. I sell an online business that gave us the freedom that we've been searching for. And you have the experts explaining about the water, and the experts explaining about the compensation plan, and we have a trained sales team that will take our calls for us. And all of this is happening while we're out living our life, or while you're out living your life. Like, how amazing is that? You get to show up on social media. Just to wrap it up, I feel like, because sometimes this business model is so different that it's almost like hard to get your head around, but it's so simple. You build your personal brand on social media, you share who you are, you share an online business, you invite people to learn about it, you invite them to something like this, which is provided for you within the academy, and people get to see how they feel about it. Do I feel aligned with this? Do I want to learn more? And if they want to learn more, you go into this next step, which is called the discovery process. And you're taken through this incredible process. And I have to say, so many people I talk to, they're going through this, like within the first couple of videos of it, they're like, oh my gosh, like this, it's changing them just by asking the questions that we never ask ourselves. What do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? Do you have something in place to get you there? Like, what does your perfect day look like? What do you really want to be doing? And actually believing that that is possible for you. It is 100% possible for you. You can create this. Anyone can create this. We have a community of over 6,000 people, and it's normal to be enjoying your life. It's normal to have time freedom. It's normal to create wealth without burning out, or without feeling icky, or without all of that. It becomes normal, and it's like the most beautiful community, and it's so collaborative. You really get to just celebrate and be celebrated and be supported and have that mentorship. We have incredible mentorship, incredible support. We get together weekly to share. You get to hear from just regular people doing this business at all different phases of their business, sharing how it went for them, what worked for them. And you get to learn a little bit from everybody. And then eventually you get to share, and it's amazing, and you get to be celebrated. So that's what this business looks like. So the next step from here is to actually go and see the automation, because that's what this is all about, right? You get to share it here, and you get to learn about this. And if you want to see it, you've got to go into the automation. It's the only way to see it, because so much is done for us. So the next step is to go into the discovery process. And the academy is $99 a month. And right now it's $49. It's half off for the first month. And because, and I will say, there is a price, and while it has a 14-day money back guarantee, so it's completely risk free. But we want to really encourage people to commit to yourself, because I'm committed enough to take that step to go learn about this. If you're on the search, like, go learn about it. Go through this discovery process. Learn all about the mindset of our community. We understand how much inner work there is to being an entrepreneur, to putting yourself out there. We understand that. So we have courses on embodiment and mindset and leadership and all of those things, along with the social media and all of those other trainings. But it's like 80% inner work, and we understand that. So going through and understanding the community and what we're really about and what we're here for, and then learn about the products. Dive deep, way deeper than I could ever explain to you. And that's great, right? You don't have to explain it. And learn about the compensation plan and be blown away by it, because I absolutely was. I am so incredibly grateful for it. And then you get on a call with someone. Once you have all this information, you get to take it to someone who can answer all your questions, so you can make an educated and informed decision for yourself, because for me, like, I'm an intuitive person, and I didn't really understand this after I watched a masterclass. And I said, well, but something's pulling at me, right? Something is really calling to me. And it was very clear why. And you know, when you go into the discovery process, you're going to know, you're going to feel it. There's going to be a little bit of scared and a little bit of excited. And that's the edge of your comfort zone. And you get to decide, am I going to let fear hold me back, or am I going to let that excitement take me forward? And it's incredible. So for anyone who is feeling like, yeah, I want to go check this out, why wouldn't I go check this out? Like, this sounds amazing. And it feels like a really aligned business. You can reach out to the person who invited you here. You can tag them in the comments, whatever feels best to you, and ask them to send you the link to the discovery process. It's absolutely amazing. You will know. You will absolutely know. Is there anything you want to share on that, Candace?
Yeah, just a couple of things to wrap it up. You know, like, you're here for a reason. You're definitely on a webinar like this because there is some aspect in your life that maybe isn't going the way that you desire it to. Maybe you're not in the location that you want to be. Maybe you're not making the kind of money that you want to be. Maybe you're so frazzled and caught up in the rat race, you literally have no time to yourself. It's probably, you know, one of those or a combination of those. And something brought you here. And as Heather was saying, it's a really intuitive thing. Like, this was just meant to be an overview because nobody wants to sit on an hour-long webinar and go through slides, and it's just too overwhelming. So we literally just wanted to give you an overview of what this is, so that the next step would be to go and take the trial. Like, it's for 2 weeks. You literally can dive into absolutely everything, all the different aspects of this business, from the compensation plan, the products, what you'd be doing day to day, the support, the training, everything is there for you to really dive into, and you can really explore it and make an educated decision for yourself and actually go, okay, no, this feels really, really good for me. I think this is something that I want to do. Or if you decide that it's not, you get your money back. So just to wrap it up, like, you're definitely here for a reason. And if you're looking for change, if you're, you know, you want to have more travel, more abundance, more time, just more peace in your life, like, you kind of owe it to yourself to just check it out, because if it's not for you, you get your money back. And if it is for you, your entire life will change. Like, there are absolutely no words. Like, people comment from my high school, let's say from my past. Like, I've got friends from high school who see me online now and see, you know, pictures or whatever. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're a totally different person. And it's not from living in Bali. It's from this business. This business has given me the confidence, the zest for life again, because there's so much inner work that we do. And it's just this beautiful spiritual journey that we go on that also pays us really abundantly. So honestly, this is something that anybody can do, no matter what your background, no matter what your experience, and something led you here. So I hope you guys check it out. Ask whoever referred you here for the trial, and we hope to see you on the inside. Thanks so much.
Yes, amazing. Thank you all so much.